Hi everyone, it's Jamie here from FX Learning. I'm going to keep this intro very short and sweet because we've got a really long training video to show you, so I don't want to kind of drag it out with a load of talking. But in today's topic, I'm going to show you the real way you should be trading. Now, I went to a training course a couple of weeks ago, and no joke, this course cost £3,000. And I went to this course, well, I didn't pay for it. It was just a free seminar advertising their course. And some of the stuff they were trying to teach you, it was so confusing. It really was, right? The strategy they were using was actually a moving average, just basic moving average, which you can get for free anyway on the internet. It's just a moving average. And they were teaching you stuff that just I was getting confused with, right? Now, imagine if you're a beginner or you're new to trading, you wouldn't have a clue what to do. You wouldn't have a clue what they're talking about. And they paid £3,000 for a course that they will never understand. Because I was sitting there and thinking, you know, some of the stuff they were explaining was just like above my head. You know, it was just too complicated. And I was thinking, just keep trading simple. Like, you know, you're just going to complicate everyone. And these people are going to be paying thousands just for them to be confused. Right, so I want to show you the real steps you should be doing with learning, with building your career. Now, I'm pretty sure every single person watching this video has done this, right? You buy an indicator, doesn't work. You buy another indicator, it doesn't work. You buy another one, it doesn't work. Then you think, oh, forget indicators, I'm going to learn price action. So then you learn price action, but it doesn't quite give you the results you want. So what happens? You go back to indicators, right? Nothing wrong with that, but you've got indicators here, price action here, and there's nothing in the middle. And this is where I kind of need to bridge that gap, show members step by step on how to incorporate price action into your trading. Now, every single Binary Destroyer member who trades the BD 5.0 is trading price action. They just don't realize it. When they're getting all these wins, they're trading price action, but they're also trading the indicator. Now, if I take the indicator from them and say, trade price action, they wouldn't know how to do it. They'd be scared, they would feel lost, right? Because they haven't got the indicator to guide them, to help them, to give them the signals, right? So you need to kind of take it step by step, right? So in today's training video, I'm showing you how to trade 90% price action, 10% BD 5.0, Binary Destroyer, okay? Now we're going to use pure price action. So no RSIs, no stochastics, no Fibonacci levels, nothing like that. Just pure candlestick patterns and a couple of moving averages. And I'm going to be using the Binary Destroyer arrows as confirmations to get into a trade. And I just want to show you just how simple and easy it can be if you do it properly. You know, you've got price action and you've got the Binary Destroyer behind you, supporting you, giving you the signals when you need them, right? You're not being chucked into the deep end. Now, when we release the members area, hopefully very soon, because I am flat out at the minute trying to build that, we will be doing a step by step. This is the plan. Like, I'm doing a step by step from the Binary Destroyer, incorporating price action each week. So for the members, they can see exactly what's going on. Hey, look, you know, this is a trend. This is a downtrend. This is an uptrend. And once you kind of mastered that, you pretty much mastered the charts, right? So I'm going to, you know, stop talking for now and let's head to the charts.
Hi everyone, so in today's training session we're going to be going over the BD 5.0 and price action and showing you how the BD can be your building blocks for success when learning price action. So I was at a seminar a couple of weeks ago, and there was a training company, FOREX trading company, and they were offering their services for a fee, and their fee you're gonna be you best be sitting down when I tell you this. Their fees were £3,500. And I was talking to them about it. They thought I was a customer. I was going to buy their training course, but they didn't realise, obviously, who I am. And I own the Binary Destroyer. And I got into their strategies, the way they teach. And to be honest, it's absolutely mind-blowing that people kind of spend that sort of money on training. And I'll give you a quick little example here. They had loads of books and loads of PDFs with setups like this. Now that's perfect. We can see at the top here we have a nice resistance line, we have a trend up, a double top, a trend down, and we even have if I want to be a bit technical, we have, and I'll draw this with a blue line, we have a trend down, a pullback, okay, and we had a nice rejection off a moving average. I believe this is a 50 EMA. So we actually had a perfect breakdown, basically trend up, double top, confirming a resistance line. We broke below the 50, we pulled back, retouched the 50, and then carried on dropping, and you could have got in at this engulfing candle here. Now this on paper is perfect, it looks like a perfect setup, but this is the funny thing, and I'm sure people watching this videos will completely agree with me on this one, is yeah, it looks good on paper, but does it ever look like that on the charts? The simple answer is no. And that's because these companies have cherry picked setups like this. They've gone and they've found a setup like this, they've screenshotted it and put it in their training books and gone, yes, this is the setup we take. But the reality is it never happens like this, never. A setup like this that looks like this is very rare. I'm sure you've tried to find setups similar and they just don't look like that in real life. And when they do look like that, I guarantee they lose, right? And the reason being is they need to teach you the fundamentals first. There's no point diving into it and going, yes, take a trade that looks like this, because 9 times out of 10 this never looks like this. It normally looks like a load of squiggy lines and a pile of mess. And that's the issue. You're trying to learn something that is kind of cherry picked out for you. It's not the real market. And and their training strategy, I'll show you quickly here, was this. Yeah, it was basically 2 moving averages, a 100 and a 25. And what they were doing was pretty much, if the price is below the moving average, it's a downtrend, right? And then the price is above the moving average, it's an uptrend. And they were using the 25 moving average as a confirmation to get into a trade. So they were saying, wait for the moving average to cross this moving average. So something like this here, right? That would be an entry for them. This green line would be their entry point. It'd be their signal. So as soon as the price has broken below the moving average, the small 25 moving average has crossed over, that would be their entry. Now that is £3,000 worth of training. That really, and you can get this sort of stuff off the internet for free. I can tell you, well, if you want a basic strategy, do this, but that's not even a strategy, because it doesn't teach you price action. Like here, for instance, right? Price broke above the moving average, right? So by the time that moving average has crossed that moving average, the price is somewhere like up here somewhere, right? What's the point? You are told to take a buy trade there because it's an uptrend, and what happens? The market reverses on you. So it's not, it's the wrong way to be taught. Now I was saying to my members while I was doing my training videos, I've been absolutely busy with the members area and trying to get all the training in place for this. And I want to ask you, I want to show you 2 setups in particular, and I want you to ask, I'm going to ask you some questions, And well, you can't give me the answers obviously because this is recorded, but just in your mind think about the answers. So first of all, we're going to go over this setup. Now this is the BD 5.0 using with price action, right? So 90% of what you see here is price action. 10% of it is the binary destroyer, the BD 5.0. Now this here is your building blocks to success, because you're learning price action but you still have the BD 5.0 in the background supporting you and helping you confirm. You know, if you were to just dive into the markets like this, it's going to be very daunting and very hard. You need to, like I was saying to my members, you need to kind of break it down step by step. Start off with the binary destroyer, and then from there add price action, add price action, add price action. So this is price action on one currency pair in particular, okay? And I'll go over exactly what we can see in front of us. So we have a trend down here, nice trend down, right? Price is below the moving average, perfect trend down. Now what happens when you get a trend down? You'll always get some kind of pullback where the market breathes, and this is it here. Market pulls back, right? We get a perfect signal arrow. This signal candle here, right? If you were trading price action, this binary destroyer arrow would be your entry point. So you get into your trade, it drops, right? But market pulls back again. Again, we've got another binary destroyer arrow confirming to get into another downtrend. The price pulls down. What happens again? Market pulls back. We get another signal from the binary destroyer. We get into another trade. The market pulls down. Right? 1, 2, 3. 3 beautiful winners. Now that's simply using price action and using the BD 5.0 as confirmation. Now we can all see on this currency pair here, you would have took all 1, 2, 3 arrows. Now I'm going to show you, here's an interesting thing, I'm going to show you the same currency pair, the same setups using the 100% BD 5.0. And what do we got? Exactly the same setups, right? We've got the currency, we've got the two price lines, the binary destroyer lines, moving average, they crossed, signifying a downtrend. The market trends down, pulls back. We get a beautiful signal here. Now 1 and 2 signals here, so this one and this one, are perfect setups for the bend strategy. If you don't know what the bend strategy is, it's basically you wait for a signal candle. So this candle, can I zoom in? Yeah. So this signal candle has to be inside of this zone, in between the white line and the green line. And we can see we can see that both these arrows met the rules. So these two signals here are perfect setups, right? Now it's interesting because using price action, it's also perfect setups. So you're trading the BD 5.0 and you don't realize it, you're trading price action. Now look at number 3. Would you take number 3? Bear in mind what I just said. The rules are you wait for the signal candle, this one here, to be inside the zone. Would you take number 3? The simple answer is no, you wouldn't, because look where the signal candle was. It was outside of the zone, right? So you wouldn't have took that trade. So if we were just trading the BD 5.0, we would have done 2-0 because we wouldn't have took this trade because it didn't meet the rules. But if we're using price action, we would have took all 3 trades. Now, which one's right and which one's wrong? There is no right and wrong answer with trading. At the end of the day, this is just a strategy. It's just an indicator. It's helping us getting into trades. So So yeah, so what I was saying to my members is they don't realize it, but they're trading price action. So what our job is to now, or my job as a trainer, is to try and implement more price action into my training for you guys to learn, so you can start to understand how the market works. Because if you took 1 and 2 trades, you would go, Jamie, that's a nice trade, it meets the rules. And I'll go, yeah, 100%. But it also is perfect setups when trading price action. And a lot of members don't realize that, right? Now this here, now let me just show you. We'll go over to the charts and we'll do some live trading. Okay, so what I've got here is I've got the normal binary destroyer. So this is the normal binary destroyer. You can see I've got my, I can see my lines. You can change everything, all the modes. Now, what I'm going to do is, at the minute, is pretty much 100% binary destroyer indicator, 100%. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of descale. I'm going to kind of water down the binary destroyer, and we're going to bring in more price action into it. Now, this is a perfect way to help you learn, because you'll start to learn price action, you'll start to learn how the market works, and you will have the BD 5.0 behind you, kind of supporting you and protecting you, so you're not on your own. You still have the indicator in the background supporting you. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to change my background to white, okay, like this, and okay, I'm going to change these zones. So they're still going to be on the charts, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the line. I'm going to change the line to white so you can't see the line. I still want the lines on the charts, so I still want this buy and sell zone here on the charts, but I'm going to make them white. The reason why I'm going to make them white is because I need them in the background. I need them supporting me, but I don't necessarily want them visible. So I'm going to change them to none. So done. There we go. Right, so they're on the charts right now. You can see, okay, you can't see them because they're invisible now. They're still on the charts. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my pullback mode on, because we're going to be trading. We're going to be trend changing in this training video. So we're going to be training. We're going to be trading with the trend, because trading with the trend is probably the most powerful way of trading. And a lot of people will say, yeah, well, I trade against the trend and I still get winners. Yes, you will, but over time it's just more better to trade with the trend. So I'm going to pull my pullback mode on, which is here. You can see pullback mode off, pullback mode on. So pullback mode is on, and what I've actually done is I've added price action moving averages. So I can't remember, I think this is a 50, 20, 10, let's say. Now these are my confirmation of an uptrend and downtrend, as you can see here. Now this is basically pure price action. Okay, if I was to delete the arrows and delete the binary destroyer, this would be 100% price action. But I have got the binary destroyer, I've got the price lines, and I've got the arrows supporting me, right? So let's now do some trading using 90% price action, 10% binary destroyer. So what I'm going to do is I am going to delete that. I don't want that. There we go. So basically pure price action. I'm going to save this actually, so I can save template. I'm going to call it compound, let's say. Right, done. And I'm going to set all these like this, compound. There we go. I want the pullback mode on. I'm going to set this like this as well. Now, oh, hold on, I've loaded up the wrong one. I'm going to pause the video, I'll come back. Okay, guess what? I've just got a perfect signal. Let me just load up new order. Watch this. I'm going to jump into a 20 minutes trade. I always get setups like this. Right, down. USD CAD. Every time I load up some charts, I get some nice setups. Now, this here, okay, I'm currently in my trade now. Yeah, you can see, nice trade. I've took a 20-minute trade. Now, this here is trading price action, pure price action. The only difference is I'm using my binary destroyer as confirmation to get into a trade. Right, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. So this is USD CAD 1 minute. Right, let me load up USD CAD again. New chart, go binary USD CAD, and I'll show you the two differences. Binary destroyer. Okay, here we go. Right, so let's do the analysis using the binary destroyer. Okay, price has crossed below. We've got, basically, to start off, we've got our two price lines which have just crossed, signifying downtrend. Okay, we've got a confirmation from an arrow. Okay, the price has pulled down, we've pulled back into this zone here, which is where we want to be taking trades. Yes, this did not quite meet the binary destroyer rules, but nonetheless we've got a signal, okay, which is a very powerful signal because we're now going with the trend. So this is a nice setup. Okay, now let's go over the same currency pair using price action. Right, again, price broke below the moving averages, so we're now signifying a downtrend. We've trended down, we pull back, we've trended down, we pull back, we've got a signal arrow. Perfect, get into a trade. So we're actually trading price action with the BD 5.0. What I'm going to do now, everyone, is I'm going to just pause the video and I'm going to come back in a couple of minutes, and well, I'll come back in 17 minutes, and hopefully this is a winner. So I'll pause the video and come back. Hey everyone, so I've got a signal on USD JPY, and I'm just going to take this, I'm going to take this up for 10 minutes. Wait for the confirmation. So I need to wait for a BD confirmation to get into a trade. There we go, we're in. Nice. Right, so yeah, like I was saying to them earlier, where's our USD CAD trade? What we're trading is 90% price action, 10% BD. So basically we're using price action, then using the binary destroyer to get into a trade as a confirmation. Now this is vital for your training because you don't want to jump straight into it. You know, you don't want to just have a load of squiggly lines, let's say like here. You don't want to be like, yes, off you go, learn to trade, because that's not going to help anybody. You need to learn step by step, and this is why I use this is why it's good to have the binary destroyer in the background just confirming our trades. You can see now with USD CAD, see how the price is nicely, you know, this would be a nice setup using, in fact, let me just load up the stochastics. Yeah, so we're oversold as well, you know, which was a nice setup. This was a nice setup. If I was to draw the line here, look, so the market trended down, it pulled back, stochastics overbought, signal arrow appears, drops. Nice trade. And using price action with the BD, we can see another nice setup, nice trade. What is my USD JPY trade saying? So again, look, USD JPY, nice trade. Now this here again is using price action, right? I decided to get into it because we're in an uptrend. Okay, we can see if I was to draw my line, okay, we're in a nice uptrend. So I wait for the binary destroyer to give me my confirmation. There's my signal arrow, and bang, we're in a trade. So we should have 2-0, nice 2-0 back to back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video and I'll come back in a couple of minutes. Hey everyone, so I'm going to jump into another trade on USD CAD because I'm going to ride this trend down. I'm going to go for another 10-minute down. There we go. Right, so yeah, as you can see, all I'm doing in this is just using price action with the BD. And this is so important that I need to kind of teach you guys. Look, so our first trade, nicely, all these are dropping into the money now. So USD CAD, our first trade is just about to close into the money. That's gone into a deep winner, that has. Deep winner. Let me just delete that. So USD CAD, our first trade is going into, price has shot us against, it's rejecting at this level at the minute. So I'm going to wait for 30 seconds to go. Here we go, look, nice rejection now. We're dropping again, signal out, boom, nice winner. So 33. Nice. But you see, all I'm doing is riding the trend. Look, watch this, look. Trend down, pull back, BD signal arrow appears, drops. Price pulls back, BD signal arrow appears, drops. You know, simple stuff. The only thing we're doing is we've got the BD 5.0 confirming our trade. So that is a winner. Right, so let's look at USD CAD using the binary destroyer. So pullback mode on. Again, look, beautiful setups. Okay, look, this here using the BD is the compound strategy. Right, again, price pulls down, signal arrow appears, drops, price pulls down, signal arrow appears. And look at the stochastics. Every single time confirming our entry. So there's no difference to trading the BD 5.0 or trading price action. There's no different. The people that trade it don't realize that, right? So we've got USD JPY. What's this saying? Again, you know, that is just about to drop into the money. So 37, 36, which is nice. Wait for that to close. $12, $11, $10. What I would do now is I'm going to pause the video and we'll wait for our last trade to hopefully come into the money. So I'll pause the video, wait for that. There we go, nice. So yeah, I'll pause the video and I'll come back. So yeah, just got over a minute to go before our last trade comes into the, well, before our last trade closes in the money. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of recap and end this video. So yeah, when it comes to your learning, it's about taking step by step. You know, don't just dive into price action. For me, you know, let's say you buy the binary destroyer, right? Use that as your foundations to success. And then from there, you can incorporate price action. You know, I see a lot of training out there where they're trying to kind of chuck everything at you once, you know. And we'll go back to this setup here, right? Perfect. On paper, that looks perfect. Does it happen in reality? No, it looks nothing like that, right? And so yeah, that's it. You know, spend time learning the charts, right? And we can see this trade is going to nicely close into money. You see that USD CAD trade that I jumped in earlier, that USD JPY trade that got into it. Look at it, now going into a nice uptrend. We could have took 20-minute trade, 5-minute trade, 10-minute trade there, and that would have been a nice winner. Now let's look, right? Let me give you an example here, right? Watch this. I'll delete the binary destroyer. Done. Where is your entry now? Let me ask you that. Where's your entry? You don't know. You don't. This isn't even, you know, that's not even a setup right in front of you. You wouldn't realise that if you hadn't included the binary destroyer. So yeah, I want to leave that there, and thank you for watching.